Greetings! So, I've been playing around with a lot of weapon combinations recently. Even made some builds utilizing them, so I'll be posting videos on those builds soon enough. But in this video, I want to quickly go over the best melee combos, as they tend to be some of the funnest in the game, methinks. And this video is a way to kind of spark conversation, possibly. So if you have any neat weapon combinations of any kind, and you would like me to take a look, and possibly make a build and video around, definitely let me know in the comments, or my community Discord. Link to that is in the description. Now, without further ado, let us begin. Alrighty, first on the melee list, we have the pile bunker and all the weapons it combos with nicely. And of course, a very popular one is Pulse Blade plus Pile Bunker, which will have you using the Pulse Blade, the Pile Bunker, and any type of quick stagger weapon, such as the Zimmerman or Harris. Alright, so with this combo, you lead with the Charge Pulse Blade into your stagger tool, into the Pile Bunker. For this type of combo especially, I would recommend something like the Flugo Booster, as it has enough melee thrust to actually get in with the Pulse Blade, and quick boost to get in with the Pile Bunk in case you overshoot, dodging away to cancel the animation, and all that good stuff. As well as for max efficiency, it's best to swap to the Pile Bunker when you shoot the Zim, so you already have it in hand, and you don't need to wait to swap and then charge it up. Indubitably. So yeah, not the easiest double melee combo to pull off, but it is incredibly strong if you manage to pull it off. Alright, next we have the Pile Bunker and the Moonlight. Additionally, to make this combo work, you'll need two more great stagger weapons, ones that have pretty solid synergy, as they're going to be your kind of openers. And so a popular one for this combo I've seen is the Javelin Beta Missile Launcher and the Linear Rifle Harris. Alright, so you start with the Moonlight, fire out the Javelin, enough stagger, or enough impact we've built up that your charge will do it. Extend stagger with the Moonlight, and then go in for the Pile Bunker. We also have this fantastic clip of the same combo by our mad lad Magpie. Very epic indubitably. So yeah, although not the most practical double melee combo, it is a very flashy one and very cool indeed. Alrighty, next on the melee list, we have the Explosive Thrower, which when comboed with something like the Harris again, or the Zimmerman, it can build up impact incredibly fast, which means you can combo pretty well with pretty much any other melee weapon, except for, of course, probably the Lance due to swap speed, as well as the Chainsaw or Pile Bunker, at least not in a true combo sense. But yeah, actually like a super good setup with its high explosive range, high impact, all that good stuff. So yeah, you can pretty much just combo with any other melee, except for the slower starter ones, of course. Indubitably. And despite it being good with any other melee, you combo it with the hammer in particular, and then throw it on some Tetra legs, it becomes a whole different beast. And it's because both melee attacks, which usually stagger you if you're on reverse joint or bipedal, however, when you're on Tetra or tank, they do not stagger you at all. So you have both weapons, which are high damaging, very quick uptime, and you're very mobile. So it's just really, really fun. You can use it in hover, although I wouldn't really recommend the hammer in hover. You tend to kind of, especially in close range, if you go too much above the opponent right below them, the hammer's tracking gets a little wonky, as you can see. But yeah, so I'd always recommend going to normal, because you don't really need to be in hover to get the no stagger anyway. And so yeah, this is super fun. Definitely one of my favorite double melees, as I love Tetra itself anyway. Probably a super fun double melee combo for like 3v3s, as you can just hover around the chaos, the mosh pit of damage, and you just send out some good melees back away. You can do the charge attack of the Explosive Thrower for some extra range, all that good stuff. So yeah, super fun and very solid. Alright, next we have the Laser Dagger, which doesn't have great combo potential with other melee weapons, as the dagger being the opener itself. However, it is a great opener when paired with a weapon like the Laser Shotgun Wooger, as you can melee cancel in, go for the charge attack, and then into the Wooger, and then back into the dagger, because of its super fast cooldown / reload. Essentially making the Laser Dagger combo with itself, as long as it has a great high impact stagger weapon to pair with it indubitably. And the Wooger is very popular for this. Ideally, or alternatively, you could use the Linear Rifle Harris as well, I'd imagine. But the Wooger just charges up so fast, fires out so fast, and yeah, because it's laser, it tends to be not very good with desync, meaning it's very good for desync, meaning it's very hard to dodge on the enemy's side. So even if they see themselves dodging it, they might just not. So yeah, this combo is very, very fun, and ultimately very solid. Next, we have the Laser Dagger and the expansion Assault Armor, which can, of course, even be comboed and extend this very combo here. In that, say you go for the combo, you land half of it, or you stagger them, and then they pop their expansion. We retaliate with Assault Armor. Again, because of the fast reload of the dagger, we're right back into the punish, indubitably. So as long as you have assault armor and the dagger and you stagger first, just make sure you wait till they use their expansion before you use yours, and then you are being chillin' indubitably. Alrighty, next we have the Laser Lance, which as an opener combos pretty well with pretty much any other melee weapon. Although I would recommend bringing something like a Zimmerman or a Holderman for their stagger extension properties. As when you land the lance, if you stagger, you can extend it with a Zim, give you enough time to swap to your other melee, and then go for the punish. This is of course less likely to land with something like the Pile Bunker, given it's slower to swap to and use the charge attack of, as well as the Chainsaw, but every other melee should have a very nice time landing, indubitably. Only downside about the Laser Lance, honestly, it would be one of my favorite melee weapons. Honestly, I still think it's pretty cool. It's just with desync, it can be really finicky and very hit or miss. Sometimes you'll just hit the opponent but slide directly off them. Sometimes you'll be nowhere near them and yet you'll catch them in the grab. It is very random depending on a connection, which is unfortunate because it's very, very cool. Also, 9 times out of 10, all you need to do to avoid the Laser Lance's aggressive grab is just to ascend upwards. Play vertically, as is the way to avoid most melee attacks anyway, but yeah, it can be rough. Alright, next would be Hammer, but we already kind of explained how it's really good with Tetra for the same reasons the Expositor and the Hammer plus Expositor combination anyway. However, one of my favorite overall combinations with Tetra and the Hammer would be to run double laser shotguns, as you can easily take advantage of the height from the hover mode and then hit him with the splash AoE off the ground, and then hit him with the Hammer indubitably. In fact, I already made a build covering this very structure in an optimized form, that being Dark Star. Feel free to check it out if you would like. Indubitably. Alrighty, next up we have the Pulse Blade. And when comboed with something like the Linear Rifle Harris and its charge attack, or the Zimmerman Shotgun, it can combo pretty much with every other weapon. As we already discussed, the Pile Bunker, which by extension means everything: the Stun Baton, Dagger, Laser Blade, Laser Slicer, Lance itself, Hammer, Moonlight, everything really. The utility that the charge attack of the Pulse Blade gives with the mini stagger, high impact, decent damage is nuts. And the fact that you can increase its likeliness to land/distance you travel with a good booster like the Kinkaku or the Flugel, hell even the Alula, that being of course from the melee attack thrust stat, it definitely makes it the #1 melee opener tool, as it's just, yeah. If the enemy doesn't play vertically, you'll land it most times. Melee cancel the normal attack to cut distance, lead with a charge, and then use your stagger tool to proc stagger, and then you are golden. And recently, one of my favorite weapons to combo with the Pulse Blade and say like a Zimmerman would be the Laser Dagger. And with all three, you get a combination I call the Infinite Combo. So you lead with, of course, charge, into Zim, into Dagger, and then back out, back into the charge, because it takes too long to come back. Back to the Zim, back to the Dagger, over and over and over, pretty much infinitely for as long as you have energy / your positioning is fine. Which of course makes for a very fun, very highly aggressive double melee play, which is highly, highly enjoyable. You can of course combo it with Assault Armor to your Dagger to make it even more deadly. You probably just kill them within the first 2 or even first combo, especially with Assault Armor anyway. But if it's a heavier opponent, you can essentially just stun lock them infinitely. And if they're super heavy like a tank, I mean, they're not really going to be, avoiding you with like verticality a lot anyway. But yeah, those are my top 10 type of official double melee combos, or overall melee combos, I guess is more accurate. Definitely let me know if you had any others you think should have made the list, any sleeper type of melee combos you think of, or overall combos in general, any weapon with any other weapon or parts in particular. Definitely let me know. So yeah, I really enjoyed making these kind of videos talking about just stuff about the game and yada yada. So if you like this and want to see more, definitely let me know by dropping a like and a sub and or a comment. Either way, thank you so much for your time, and yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace. And that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. And of course, a huge shout out to my channel members, my Egg Crusaders, Arch, Shadow, Metal, Magpie, Hollow, Turbler, and Ronin. Thank you all so much for becoming channel members. Y'all truly make this content possible. And yes, I hope you all have yourselves a very, very good one. Peace, and thank you.